can tell I'm coming on because you can hear the loudness of the air conditioner. It's not that loud actually. Here we go. Oops. There we are. Hey everybody. How's it going, everybody? I'm James Chen and this is King of Fighters 14 Burn to Fight. And I'm going to be trying this game out for the first time. Hopefully, yeah. And as you can see, I'm trying something different. Last week when I did the stream and then when we put it to YouTube, I was watching parts of the YouTube and I would respond to people in the chat. And the chat would, I would not repeat what I was responding to, so it was really weird. So sometimes I would say stuff that didn't make sense. So I'm actually going to try to put the chat on screen this time right now. So that way, if I respond to something and I forget to repeat the question, you guys will see it. And then also people will be able to see all sorts of information that I didn't get to see in the chat. But of course, if you guys want to give me some advice and some tips, definitely put an @jchensor in the chat and I will be looking for any sort of advice or help or comments from anybody. But this is a brand new game, just dropped this week. King of Fighters 14. Watched a lot of it at Wednesday Night Fights yesterday. Looks really cool, awesome pace. Yeah, the graphics aren't great, but you know what? It doesn't matter as long as the game is fun. That's all that matters. So I'm going to try to spend myself trying to learn how to play King of Fighters 14. Now, here's my King of Fighters history, alright? So give me a chance here to let me do another patented James Chen long story to tell you about my King of Fighters background so you know how I'm coming into this game. So, my history with King of Fighters, I played a little King of Fighters 13 for like a week and then I stopped. So there you go. There's my King of Fighters history. Another typical long historical story from James Chen. And so needless to say, coming into King of Fighters, I don't know much. I know enough to know that the game is heavily about movement, about hyper hops and all sorts of things like that, but honestly, my King of Fighters experience is very low. So what I'm gonna do right now, just for this first day, I may go online so we can test the online because people are saying that it's not very good. I'd like to see this for myself. So what we're gonna do for this first day here is I'm just gonna go in training mode and figure out what characters I want to play. I do have characters that I like and I have characters that I enjoy, so I kind of have an idea who I want to play. I know who two of the characters are for sure. I don't know who the last character is, so what we're going to do is we're going to jump in training mode here, and I'm just going to start learning the game. I'm going to figure out exactly what's going on. Yeah, actually, Chinese people did play this game. You know, someone actually told me the reason why Mexico and China is so good at King of Fighters, and like it's a completely racist response, and but when I heard it I was like, okay, that makes sense. But the reason why apparently that China and Mexico were so good at King of Fighters is because SNK cabinets, if you don't know, were arcade machines and you could plug in like 4 games. It was almost like cartridges in the arcade cabinets. And the reason why they were so good at the game is because SNK cabinets were super easy to bootleg. So it was very cheap for arcades in China and Mexico to proliferate the game all over the place. And so it was at like every corner store, every arcade, every drugstore and stuff like that. So that's apparently why it was heavily played in those countries, because both of those countries are kind of known for bootlegging stuff. So but yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and try to learn this game, see what I can figure out. I like know nothing about the systems, and in fact they do have a tutorial mode here, but I heard the tutorial mode isn't great. I heard it's not like really in depth, so I might be better off just running directly into training mode and trying to figure out the game. Now, even though I've barely ever played any King of Fighters, I am a huge fan of systems. I'm a huge fan of how games work. So I do know a lot about the systems of the game already. Like I already know in KOF, you mostly can chain into directional buttons, and then the directional buttons can be canceled. If you can chain into an overhead, then it's no longer an overhead. I know things like that. So let's go ahead and get started with the first character that I wanted to play. And that is, of course, Kenzo. Who I'm sure is not a super popular character, but I don't want to... Oh, I guess I'm going to beat up on Shorty Dude here. Let me go... Can I go back here? I cannot go back. I don't want to beat up on Chen, just in case Chen has a little bit smaller size. Just in case stuff doesn't work on him. So, just to be sure, I'm just going to pick Kyo and beat up on Kyo. And I have gone through... Only thing I've done in this game was make sure I download the patches and I like set my profile and everything. And the Great Wall of China is a really, really cool looking stage. So I'm just going to go to the Great Wall of China because I'm biased and I'm racist. So I'm going to play that. So here we go. King of Fighters. If you guys are new to King of Fighters, let's talk a little bit about the mechanics from what I know. Let me see if my button config is correct. Yeah, it is. Okay. So, the way that it works is there's only 4 buttons in the game. Light punch, light kick, heavy kick. If you hit the 2 heavy buttons at the same time, you do a special move called the Blowback. If you hit the 2 lights at the same time, you can roll forward. If you hold back when you do it, you roll backwards. And sure enough, you are invincible during the majority of the roll, but there's a little bit of delay at the end of the roll. Lights, heavies, pretty much do what you think. There's crouching versions, and then of course there are unique moves, for example, towards light punch with Kenzo. I believe this is an overhead, I'm not 100% sure, but he also has a towards light kick, which is this leaping kick. You can get thrown out of the throws, yes, for sure. If you run, most characters have a run and a backdash. I do not believe there's any invincibility on the backdash, though you are airborne. And then when you're airborne, yeah, you can do air special moves. Check me out. Woo! So, and then when you run, there's also, when you run, you can just attack right away, basically. But there are 4 different kinds of jumps in this game, and this is where the movement of the game really starts coming out. You can get thrown out of the rolls. Sorry, my bad. But there are 4 different kinds of jumps. There's regular jumps that you can see here. Yay, just like this. Now, if you're used to something like Third Strike or Marvel, there's also super jumps. This is very, also Guilty Gear-like, right? Am I doing a super jump, or is that... Am I wrong on this? Did they take out super jumps in this game? Did they take out super jumps in this game? Oh, there is invincibility on backdashes. Nice. Okay. So there's invincibility on backdashes according to Avarius. It's low invincible for 14 frames. R2 Delgado says there is invincibility, but it might just be low because they are airborne like that. So, is there, oh yeah, there it goes. Okay, I guess there's no super jump neutral. It looks like neutral is the same no matter what. But forward jump, you can see I have this little slow jump. But if I hit down and then towards, you see how much further I jump, or how much further back I jump. So it doesn't seem like there's any super jumps, high jumps on neutral, just on diagonals. So, in other words, this is a way to help you get closer. And I think if you run and jump, you automatically do the high jump as well. So that's another way to do it. If you want to, you can dash forward and then immediately jump. But obviously it's easier just to hit down and then any of the 3 down directions and then up forward or up back. And then you can actually do a high jump. Now, the trickiest thing about KOF is there is a low jump, which basically is once you start jumping, if you let go of the joystick within the first few frames of your jump, you do a low jump, and you can see how low I'm jumping. So this is regular jump, and this is low jump. And so now you're just imagining, okay, low jump is really nice because this opens up like air throws, basically. Oh god, this button's so good. I mean, instant overhead kind of things, or just really quick offense, especially if I have a jumping jab like this. Look at this. I can hit him on the height of my jump, I can hit him on the way down. It's really nice. So tap the up in any of the directions and you will do a low jump. Now, one of the ways that a lot of people has done this, have learned to do low jumps, is to do an upside down high jump. So instead of hitting down and then super jump, basically what you do is you jump forward and then immediately hit down. The down actually does nothing, but training your muscle memory to do that makes it easier so that when you tell yourself, I want to do a low jump, if you just get used to doing jump and then immediately to down, you automatically leave the up direction really fast so that you end up doing a low jump. So that's kind of just a muscle memory trick to help you learn how to do low jumps that I've seen a lot of people to do. The last kind of jump, so we have regular jump, we have low jump, and we have hyper jump. Well, if you hit down and then do a low jump, you do a hyper hop. So this is a hop, and then a hyper hop is just a further moving version of the hop. So again, really great way to get in there, and I am not doing this right. There we go. So again, a lot of people will do it by doing, for example, down, up, forward, down, so that they let go in time. There you go. So you can see how far I can actually do this from. Woo! But of course, Kenzo has this really good jumping blowback. So I mentioned that both heavies on the ground is a blowback move that you... Ooh, they have wall stick combos now. Oh, we're Guilty Gear now. But also you can do it in the air, and the air version is always a knockdown. So, can I juggle after that? No, I can't. Interesting. Okay. But the way that this game ends up happening then is that jumping is very important. You're going to see a lot of this in matches. Or, you know, like, oh, okay, and depending on the character, some characters have like ridiculous good jump attacks, and then of course Kenzo happens to have a move in the air that he can do as a special move, so he can actually try to throw in some extra movements and some tricks in there. But yes, this is a very movement heavy game. There's going to be a lot of running, a lot of rolling, a lot of hyper hopping, and regular jumping, and when you're really far away, you're going to be doing hyper high jumps, I guess I should say, high jumps to get in close to people. Not only that, but on top of everything, I do want to remind everybody that, you know, all the button combinations are pretty much taken up. So to throw is just heavy punches, is heavy punch or heavy kick. And punch will always throw them in the direction and keep you on the same side. Kick will always swap you distances. So that way you can always control which way you want to throw. Ooh, that's hard to do. Whoa, that's weird. I'm trying to... I guess they may have put in a... It's weird because when I let go and then I hit forward to throw again, he runs again. That's really interesting. So I can actually run back forward and he keeps running. That's interesting. Is it always been that way with KOF? Like, you see that? I can actually tap double forward, back forward, and he'll stop and then keep running. Has that always worked in KOF? I'm not even sure. But that's basically a lot of the commands here. Now, of course, it's always been that way, huh? Yeah, okay, so you have to pull back on the stick for a run throw. But the nice thing about it is you'll never have to worry about which direction to throw them, because you can always choose which direction to throw them based off of the button that you press. So, hey, thank you, FADC LDP for the subscription. Appreciate it very much. Did the subscription notification pop up, guys? I didn't see it pop up. Let me know if it popped up. Mugen, I've never messed with Mugen before, but you know, that's just, I just don't have time for it, so. Now, okay, so they, oh no, I'm hitting the wrong button. Oh no, they did fix the problem. Okay. Oh, I'm so happy about this. Okay, so there used to be a problem in KOF where when you tried to do, for example, like standing fierce in the uppercut, if you hit the fierce button and then the direction of the joystick, it would still register as a throw, even though you hit neutral heavy punch and then hit the direction. They fixed that, and that is making me super happy right now. I am absolutely thrilled about that. Oh my god, that makes me so happy. Okay, so the last thing in this game is if you hit light kick and heavy punch at the same time, boom, I go into max mode. And what I assume is that max mode costs 1 bar, that's what I've seen, and it lets you do all sorts of cool things. What it lets you do, I'm not really sure. I'll figure out as I keep playing the game and as people tell me, because it's definitely different than the last game. Where is meter here? Oh, here we go. Guard gauge, max mode gauge, power gauge. Let's keep it at limitless, just so I can always do stuff here. Okay, so once again, yeah, C button is forward throw, and D button is back throw. So I apologize here because I'm using completely the wrong terminology. So light punch is A, light kick is B, heavy punch is C, and heavy kick is D. Now I play it in Street Fighter format. I have the 2 punches on the top and the 2 kicks on the bottom. There are a lot of people who play it true arcade KOF style, in which they put where light kick or short is for Street Fighter, they put that as A, and then on the top 3 buttons B, C, D, so it mimics the Neo Geo button configuration from the arcades. So there's 2 different ways that most people play the game. I do it Street Fighter style. So there you go. Max mode, definitely, yeah, it's definitely like a custom combo. You can add, and it lets you cancel things into other moves, and gives you access to EX moves and all sorts of craziness, but we'll figure that out as we go.